I'm settled in my life, whatever the dreams that, now we are continuing one by one, after choosing this particular industry. As Kiran said, practically, be as a, people who are successful in this industry. So I thought of, sharing you that what made me successful today. The people point of view, success is very according to the persons actually. According to the goal, the success defines actually. For me, if you talk about money is the only goal, for me, it is not successful actually. Two things is very important in the success formula, according to me. One is, of course, wealth. Of course, wealth, financially stable, financially successful. And second thing is that financial status should help you to own your 24/7. It should be owned by you. Today, according to me, that time which I have, everyone has a day, so 24 hours, which is controlled by me. For me, time freedom, financial freedom, both is there for me. So according to me, I am successful today because I plan myself according to my convenience. This is what my principle which I have in the terms of the success actually. Of course, that financial thing and the time thing is very important, and parallelly, everyone aware that today condition is health management. Having these two things, financial time, without having good proper health, good proper health, it is again failure. I was thought about it. There's only two things. Now I added one more thing, that being healthy. Being healthy is more important than money and time. According to this scenario. So everyone is undergoing the same scenario. If we talk about if we talk about this current factor actually. So the product, basically iWelnes, iWelnes as a company we have, which definitely helping many people to keep their health in a good way actually. And having a very good health is also not very important. According to me, there is one more eyes, which we have. Why that one eyes also can able to see, but still why we have we have two eyes, which it is the completeness. The same way, health is also important. Parallelly, wealth is also important. iWelnes are committed to provide a very good health related products, which we really consuming and feeling that the workable things actually. The second thing, that we are making good enough money to enjoy that health as well as the time. What made me successful personally, if you talk about me, what the systems which we follow, there are a lot more things we need to follow to become a successful in this direct selling industry today. There is a more discipline needed. There is a more system which we need to follow. Until unless if we don't follow the system which created by earlier successful people, only this direct selling industry, the successful people will teach you how they successful, how they become a successful, how they are still making a good money. Rather, any other corporate company, if you go and ask how your boss becomes so successful today, successful in terms of the career growth, not as I said, that financial growth and time growth and the health growth actually. The corporate people, maybe some of the people are successful according to their the philosophy, like financially they may be successful, not the way which I am telling, the time freedom as well as health freedom. They are paying the price, health as well as time, to getting the successful of that money, what according to their scenario. So for me, we have to keep very clear in terms of what we are doing, how we are going to do. All the factors are there. This moment I'll take maximum of 30 minutes. I don't want to spend more time, but crystal and clear, I'm going to explain what is network marketing, why we have to choose this particular industry today. the people who are, watching this particular that Zoom video, I'm sure that, still we are on the process of achieving our goal. Still on the process. That is the reason we all, gathered. Even I am sitting that, I need something, more. So that is the reason I am also sitting and explaining you. Why I am explaining you? Because if you become a successful as a person, I am also become a successful. It is a win-win scenario. That's also one of the reasons why we chose this particular direct selling industry. The reason why we choose this, iWelnes or particular direct selling industry, as I mentioned, it is one major factor is money. According to me, I'll talk about more money scenarios only. So money is more important, even this corona situation or the quarantine situation, if we affected by this kind of scenario, we need more money to get recovered. Rather, if we don't have that kind of good health to protect ourselves, we spend more energy, more time, more health by making somebody successful in our corporate industry. I work for many other organizations. Though I'm a lawyer, I work for a travel organization. I head India, I head South. It is close to 12, 13 years. More than that, I spent for a corporate company. I grown to that, director level of the sales scenario. Then finally, I understood, okay, this is not going to be work out. This corporate career never take me to where I wanted. So that is the reason why I chosen this. Not this chosen this. I chose a business. Many of you understand today, today fact, many of you realized that the job is not guaranteed. The job will not make you so successful. So the job will not fulfill your dreams. The job will not take you to where you want to be. So that is very clear. I'm sure that, people who are watching this, I'm 100% sure that you all know, you realize this factor. That is the reason that we have chosen this. Probably you may try many things, or many of you doing something also for another track, the parallel track. So we understand the fact that we need to do business. Later I'll come to the point why we need to choose this industry. So many of you doesn't know, why we want to do business and how the businesses works, in what scenario that we need to choose the business. Probably, many of you may aware one quadrant. I'm going to share one photo, which is going to explain, how it's going to work. Probably, in direct selling industry, many of you, heard this factor. I always stick on to the basics, because until unless if you are good at basics, you cannot grow in a bigger way. So this slide created by one of the American business person, a name called Robert T. Kiyosaki. Is one of the richest person and the former president of US, Donald Trump, and Mr. T. Kiyosaki wrote this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, one of the #1 selling book in the world ever. That book describes what is rich dad does, what is poor dad does actually. Probably, you want to be successful in this direct selling industry or a business, please go and buy this book and read it actually, which is very relevant to our subject. If you see this quadrant, there's a 4 quadrants is there. The one side, if you see the employee, and the below employee, there is a self-employed people. It is 50% what it shows that, it's a one-side quadrant. As you know very well, what employee does, employee does. As an employee, we sell our time. Actually, we sold, while we're getting signed that job offer, which means you sold to the company and your time is given to the company. So probably 8 hours, what they used to say. Nowadays, people are sitting at home and working from home, which says 24/7 given to the company. So employee, falling in this left quadrant, they selling their time and getting their money. If we put 10 days leave, you cannot get the salary back actually. So only depends on time. And the other one is self-employed. The self-employee, you can say advocate also self-employed, doctors also self-employed, people who has even 100 employee, 200 employee, People may say themselves it is a business, but exactly it is not business. You have to understand the basic factor. I used to, empathize this particular point to many of you to understand what is self-employee, what is business. People, nowadays they're paying 100 rupees and getting visiting cards. They're saying they're doing business. Self-employee, even you have 100 employee under you, provider that business is require your time, your presence at the office, which means self-employee. A business owner, he may have close to 2 employees under him also. That business doesn't require that business owner's presence at office, which means business. It doesn't mean that self-employee or business required based on the turnover, based on the volume. No, it is not such a way. If I does turnover of 100 crores, but that business require my time, I have to go to the office, I have to sit in the office, which means it is self-employed. Any of you who are listening this video, if you are making 5 lakhs in a month, but the business doesn't require your time, which means you are a business person. You have to understand this very clear. So the employee cannot become directly to the business person. He has to go to the self-employee and then he has to go to the business person. So, that Ratan Tata, for example, if you take Ratan Tata, he's not going, I think, there is one statement is there in the, site also, you can go and Google it. He spent maximum 20 to 25 days in a year for his business. So that business doesn't require Ratan Tata to present in their office. So which means business. Like among us, we have to go and sit in the office. We have to take care of the office, which means it is self-employed. You have to understand the fact. The other quadrant, the fourth quadrant is investor. Warren Buffett, the kind of big investors are there. The money works for them. We as an employee, self-employee, work for money, and we work for business people. That business people works for investor. The investor invests money in business. That business person runs, using their employee. So investor sitting and making a good money. We cannot go directly as an investor, because we don't have money. That is the reason we are still going to job, or we still drive a small shop, any business. So we have to become a business. As I clearly said, what is business? Probably now you understand what is business all about. We cannot, become a businessman overnight. People has to be work for us. Simple formula. Why Ambani today so successful in a worldwide? Because he has a close to 3 lakh employee who spent 8 hours. Today it's more than that. 8 hours spending for Ambani. That is the reason it's so grown, so successful. So if you wanted to leverage people's time, you have to understand this is what the main subject. Leveraging people's time. Unless if you don't have a people's time, you cannot become a business owner. Till the end of your life, you will become a self-employed. Your time only owned by you, but you cannot take 2 months, 3 months of leave from your business in any shop, anything if you drive. So now probably you can understand why business is more important. And again, if you talk about, okay, now I know what is business all about it. Yeah, business is very important. I understood now, okay, business is important. Business doesn't depends on the infrastructure, the turnover. As I said, note this point very clearly. The business is not depends on the infrastructure or depends on the employee or depends on anything else. Okay, many people you can go and ask, what is business? You want to do business? How much money you want it? What is a capital? And what is the infrastructure you want to do? You go and ask anybody. They say that, yeah, this business required 20 lakhs, 10 lakhs, or 5 lakhs, and I need 1 employee, 2 employee, 1 computer, 1 AC. Like this, only people used to say. 95% of the people will say, what is business means? They say all like this. No, this is not such a way. As I said, business, it doesn't depends on the turnover. Make this point very clear actually. So that why we want to do network marketing, you will get the clear vision actually. What this network marketing does, because this network marketing doesn't require so much of infrastructure, so much of money, or so much of other knowledges like anything, right? So from this quadrant, if you talk about employee, self-employee falling in this world close to 98% or 97%. 97% of the world population falling in the employee, self-employed category. This is the research actually, not a general statement which I'm telling you. The right quadrant it shows no, the business owner and investor, they are just 3% of the category falling in the world. That 97% of the world population gives only 3% of the wealth to the world. Only 3%. That business and investor category, they're just a 3%, but they are giving a wealth contribution to the world is 97%. Just 3% people giving 97% of the wealth. This is what exact statistics says actually. If we want to go from this quadrant to this quadrant in a traditional way of business, as I said, that infrastructure concept related everything comes under traditional way of business. Traditional means which is from your parents or your dad, your mom, your grandfather, they may start any business, they will teach you the secret how they're successful and you will follow it. It's a traditional. You will never say your secret to somebody. In a traditional way of business. Today I'm sitting, what made me successful, I'm teaching you because this is not traditional, this is networking. This kind of the benefits are there in the networking industry. You have to understand this fact actually, From this quadrant to this quadrant, left employee, self-employed quadrant to businessman or investor category. If you want to move from here to there in a traditional way, methodology, business fact, you can't grow. You can't go just like that. It takes minimum of, generations. Right? But this book says, it's not that book says actually, this is statistical. What is the statistical says now? The statistic says that from here to there, you can go in just a single generation. It's a single generation. That is the reason, I'm telling you, this industry, this direct selling industry make you successful in a single generation. A lot of, the points which I'm talking about, the benefit about the networking industry, which is related to the subject. That is the reason I'm taking that points also to understand, right? So we understand what is business, why we want to do business, and what business we will choose. Generally, people will, say, okay, what business you want to do? They will say, my next neighbor, he's opened on a hotel. Why can't we open a hotel? He's so successful. Okay, the neighbor who started a hotel, as per your point of view, is a successful when he started that business. Many of you chosen the business based on others' success today. The real estate or anything else you can talk about it. Any business scenario who is successful today, from your point of view, go and check with them when they started a business. What is the time frame they took to become successful? And your point is they're successful, until unless you get a clear picture, nobody will reveal what, problem they are undergoing, how much debts they have in a bank. They will never tell you. It is their prestige. If you are running any business, from other point of view, you're showing yourself as a successful person. When somebody is coming and asking you, will you say that, no, this business is not going. I'm struggling. You will never say that. You simply say, yeah, business is going good. People will, may know that after you're winding up the business only, will understand that business is not going. So you shouldn't choose a business based on others. Based on others means others industry or the current scenario, right? You have to choose a business by forecasting in the next 5 years. In next 5 years, which business is going to grow? You have to understand that actually, which business is going to grow. Let me explain in this way why we choosing this particular industry. I want to show that slide, which I asked. I purchased this particular slide from some database company. Direct selling by the numbers, which it shows the 2018 global statistics, which means this statistics in the period of 2015, 2016, 2017 and 2018 global statistics. the 4 years, every 4 years, the statistics is going to be released by the government. If you can say the data analysis, who's the data analysis, let's see. Probably, I think you can able to see the slide. Just a second. Okay. This is the direct selling by the number, which I, showed you. The other slide, which I'm going to show the statistics. Probably you can, analyze why this particular industry that we are choosing. See that, you can see the source, the World Federation Statistical Database 2015 to 2018. This is the one of the statistics which I'm showing you today. Actually, 2018, it is the 46% of the global sales comes from the Asia Pacific. So the entire business happened in the globe. The 46% today, if you talk about direct selling, is the industry, one of the $4 trillion industry. You have to understand, one of the $4 trillion industry. Then what is the first industry? E-commerce, internet-based business, and this direct selling also depends on the, depending upon the internet only. The second industry, you talk about health and wellness. The second $1 trillion industry according to the global statistics. The third industry, you talk about travel and tourism, very badly affected because of this corona, this period. But the travel and tourism was giving, very good business to the global. But it's going to be probably in the future also, the travel and tourism is going to be, grow in a bigger way. According to statistics, that is the third industry. What is the fourth industry according to the, global data statistics? Direct selling industry. We used to call, the report says it's called the home-based business. Home-based business, affiliate marketing, direct selling industry, network marketing, everything comes under the same, name actually. So no, probably the name is going to differ, but the business it shows is only the direct selling industry. So this is what, one thing. And the second thing, the slide which probably you can see, the data, you can see this growth of distributor sales force in India. Last slide, it shows Asia sales growth. Now we can see the growth of distributor sales force in India. It shows 2015, 16, 17, 18. Even this 19 and 20, there is a temporary data is also available in the world. Sorry, in the internet, you can go and check it out, probably. Even the statistical growth is not, down. It's still growing in a so big a way. If you talk about the dollars, it shows how many $1 million the turnover happens, Again, the source, if you see, that's a World Federation Statistical Database. And the next slide, probably, it will give you the clear information about this projected growth numbers for in India. This source, if you talk about it, it's the Indian Direct Selling Association, PhD Chambers of Commerce and Industry, and KPMG in India analysis. Well, I don't know, many of you know or not knowing this fact, there's a KPMG is the world leading auditing company who does audit for India. This KPMG has given a report to the government of India. The direct selling is going to be the huge potential in the future. Even in this quarantine period, many of the people in the world, around the world, they survived using this, direct selling industry company. If you can see the first, the thing is direct selling market size in the year of 2009. If you see, it was a 33 million growth, and then 2030 it was 72. The expected in 2025 financial year, it is going to be 645, close to 64,500 crore expected business from this direct selling industry. Many of you, as I said, many of you choose the business based on somebody's success today, and we are not sure about what their success actually. And what they are making, how much they're making, you doesn't know that actually. Even if, according to your point, they're successful because they started business 5 years back. They struggled like anything, and they stand today because they chose this, their business 5 years back or 10 years back or 15 years back sometimes. But if you see this industry, now this industry started giving more successful people in the world, and many of the people who have become so crorepati and making, achieving their dream using this industry. But see, if you in the next 3 to 4 years, people who are falling in this business, they're going to be the very successful, provider they follow the systems given by the company and the ethics way. Actually, if you see the self-employment, opportunities, this data shows actually. KPMG is the auditing data. The PhD Chambers is the government organization by India, which gives report to the government. You see the self-employment opportunities in 2009, 1.8, in 13, 5.8, 2025, it's going to be 18.1%, is higher. The third one, women empowerment. You go and check it out in the Google. 52% women entrepreneur associated with this direct selling industry, right? So that is the reason I'm telling you why this particular industry we have to stick on. And this business doesn't require your 100%, 24/7. It requires only 2 to 3 hours maximum a day. If you spend maximum a day, 2 to 3 hours or 4 hours, how much ever you are giving you time, it gives back in the way of money. I started this business, probably, you can say 5 years back I started, though I was getting a good salary, but the salary is not, it's not going to be fulfill my dreams. That salary helped me to take a loan from the bank, EMI, everything's EMI, car EMI, wife EMI, marriage EMI, children birth EMI, everything's made me, debts. So I wanted extra money. So extra money, this business asked me 2 to 3 hours a day. When that extra money started flowing into my account, which is, growing bigger than my salary, then I started giving a more time. Then I left my job. I'm not saying you to left anybody's job. When I get my salary double the time from, the money from my business, then I left, then become a full time. Then time started controlling, earlier the company started controlling me. Then I started controlling my own time because of this particular industry. So as I said, the self-employment opportunity is also growing. The women empowerment is also growing. Exactly, if you talk about this industry is growing like anything. This is the reason I wanted to, share you why particularly this industry we have to choose. Because this is the industry, no other option. If you want to become a successful, you want to become a millionaire, in a US dollar millionaire, in the single generation, we born, probably 25 years back, 30 years back, 50 years back. Before the end of our life, you can become a crorepati. There is no doubt on it, provided you follow the systems. There are systems available in our company, which we created probably in the future. Every week, one by one, we used to share on the market. When we traveling to the market, we will share you, one by one how this works, because we have to, go step by step alone. First, we have to, keep our mind very clear where we are now. People may call this business as catching the people, can wash, brainwash, anything else. You doesn't care about it, actually, See the statistics, what it shows. See the, as I said, the KPMG is the world leading auditing company, world top 5 company, though EY, Deloitte, there are many companies out there, but still in India economy, audited by this KPMG. Even in the US, there are some parties audited by the KPMG. They know the fact actually. They are more intelligent as. Probably, it is very difficult to get past from CA, chartered accountant. The topmost chartered accountants are working in this KPMG. They are giving the result. They are giving the report to the world, which they're saying that this industry is growing. People who doesn't have that knowledge. See, if he doesn't have this kind of the knowledge, we can't get into the market and, proudly says that we are in the direct selling industry. And we are associated with one of the growing successful company, iWelnes, from a southern market. Now it is growing to the northeast and everywhere. And that this is growing. This industry is growing. The statistical says it's growing, and we are also growing. If we all part of this particular industry and this company, definitely we will grow. Correct? And this company formed, the people who are very successful. They settled and they also made good money from the same industry. They are the people who are driving because they wanted to give back to the society. They want to give back to the same industry where they make enough money in this, this way. So until unless we are not strong enough having this information, we can't get into the market, and go around and talk to the people proudly saying that, we are associated with this company, we are associated with this industry. That is the reason I wanted to give you this basic fundamental foundations industry. Why this industry? Probably you chosen knowing this fact, you may choose this business, chose this company, or some of your friend pushed you to this company. It may be anything, but now you understand the fact actually. This is the reason I want to tell you. If you associate with this company and this industry, I'm sure that you will be very, very, very successful, and you can have your own time. See, you may ask the question why maybe any other bigger company CEO doesn't have money. Of course, they may have. How many of you know that Google? If you talk about Google, you may know about Sundar Pichai. You may never know that who's founded that company. Who's the founder of that Google? I don't know. Many of you know or doesn't know, right? The Google founder is Larry Page. He's a co-founder actually. There are the two people who started Google, and there's another person called the Brin. These two people founded. We never know what they are doing, and we know what Sundar Pichai is doing. He's going to the company, is going to analysis the company, is only spending all his time for his company growth, right? Having all the money, not able to spend with their family. It doesn't matter having the thousands of crores with their account. It is what my principle actually. Having 100 crores, being with our family, not 100 crores. Even if you talk about 5 crores, is more than sufficient for the next 2 generations. For the 2 to 3 crores, you just understand. You just sit and do your analysis. If you work, you are getting a salary for next 20 years, 30 years, where you will be? Nowhere you will be actually. That is the reason I'm going to share this industry. So you have to keep yourself so clear by knowing this fact that we are associated with this particular industry. So there are many ways, which we need to follow, which we need to adopt to become successful in this particular industry. There is a system is there. There's a system already built by the most successful people around the world. Which means the wheel is already invented. We don't need to go back and invent the wheel. Why this wheel shouldn't be a square or rectangle? We don't need to understand, to invent all this. The wheel has been already invented. We have to follow. We have to make small changes according to our market, according to our company, according to our government bylaws and all the things. So today, if we talk about the government, also started giving its guidelines already in a place. 9th September 2016, the central government body created guidelines, bylaws, which is there already, but it is not legal still. But they gave a bylaws to follow according to the government conditions. According to the government condition, our company associated with this, in the government of India, and we registered, we legally into that. Whatever the government says, that conditions, the terminology, everything which we are, that bylaws, we are abiding and we are following the same, probably, right? So this is the basic fact I wanted to give you. Probably if we have enough time, sit and discuss for 2 hours, 3 hours, or in the after the session, definitely, I'm happy to give you the basic, more information about it. For the next thing, that to become so successful, what is the system we need to follow? What are the steps are there in the available in this industry? And everything you have to understand. Probably next week I'll share. I think we have a plan to travel a Northeast market. There I can meet some of them, or from there I can same way we do the Zoom meeting, and what is the basics we need to follow. All this factor, probably I will as an in-person, I will explain in a board also. There are 8 steps, as per my thing, and which I follow to become successful. There are 8 steps to successful in this industry, and the same 8 steps which we need not to follow. 8 successful steps. There is 8 failure steps which we avoid by doing this business actually, right? So I hope this information will helpful for you all to keep your mind making yourself so strong in this industry. Make yourself feel proud, saying that okay, we are associated with this industry. Definitely, we are going to grow. That is the reason I wanted to give this information to you. That is more important actually. Until unless we don't have more knowledge, we can't go to the market. Empty AK-47 will never help you to, fight in a battle. So that bullets, it's called knowledge. In that knowledge, we have to be very clear, in our mind, why we want to do business, why this industry, why this particular company. If we are very clear on this path, we can get into the next step. What are the steps we need to be following? Probably next, session I'll explain, what is the steps which we need to follow, which is more important to stick on to this industry, to stick on to this company, to stick on to our goal, to reach our goal. Until unless we don't follow that 8 steps, that's 8 steps, we cannot be so successful. I'm sure that we cannot be so successful. The content is more relevant. If you follow that, you will be guaranteed successful. Actually, you will, from some other path, you can get into this path that successful people where they're traveling, we can get into that path if you follow the steps. Actually, even a year, even a 6 month also is more than sufficient. You can feel the success that we are on the path of the successful people, the financially retired people. The which path they are going, we also can get into the path, we can travel, right? So I hope that this information will be helpful. Not this information, this is a knowledge which we gained from this industry so long, right? Many people started the business, they quit instantly. They started because of their friend referred, they started for the products or anything else. They quit unknowingly the fact that this we are standing on the treasure. They easily quit because they don't know this knowledge and they don't have the proper dream, goal, their ambitions, the target, which doesn't have. If they don't know where they wanted to go, they can't travel it. Actually, when we wake up in the morning, we know very clearly where we are going to go. After completing everything, you have to go somewhere. You should know that where you want to go. If you simply, I'm sitting in Chennai today, I want to go to Bangalore, or I want to go to Guwahati. I know where I want to go to Guwahati. In a Guwahati, where I want to be, the exact, the pinpoint place. If you book a cab, nowadays we can see the cab. Until unless if you don't book a proper pinpoint, it will go and land somewhere. You have to go and take the cab, maybe 1 kilometer away. So the goal, how we wanted to set, how we need to set the goal. Accordingly, how we need to break the goals, in a small pieces, the small short-term goal, mid-term goal, long-term goal. This all, following in this 8 steps, the success which we need to follow. So thank you so much. I really don't take much time to giving this theoretical thing and all. So this is the basic information at this moment is sufficient for you. Probably the next step that, as I said, this steps to be successful, it takes minimum of 45 minutes. Probably I will tell you in a glimpse also. Each title, that 8 steps, each single steps will take 30-40 minutes to discuss. But still, in a compressively, I'll give you in a 30-40 minutes. Just follow that. Actually, I followed. I'm just simply telling you, you following that. If you follow, you will be successful. I'm successful according to my thing. If you want to be successful, follow this. It is not created by me, which is followed and experienced by me and applied into my system. Then I made a success. I seen the result. The same way how you are using our product, there is a lot more results there. Actually, Sibaktan, the other Hemufine, Hemu drops. Now there are some more products, lungs care, uterus care. There are a lot more products are there. Many products I personally used, and I said that it's worked for me. There's a report, there's a doctors things and all. Then people started believing it. The same way I applied, I learned the things, I applied in the system. Now I wanted to share you people to follow it, to become at least 1 or 2 people using this system and become a successful. I'm very happy for that. Actually, this is what this business says. Lift the people, and then automatically I'll also lift. This in only industry, whomever you are brought into the system, make them successful, you will be also successful. That is what it is very much attractive to me to start this industry, right? Until unless you people doesn't have successful, this company will not successful. Actually, right? It is a win-win scenario. Guys, thank you so much. Probably next training, let me explain the other details also. And thank you for your spend. All the very best. Go back to your market and do more prospecting and use the more products and give to your people to use the product and rock. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the wonderful training session. You were to the point, very crisp and clear. I'm sure our distributors would have understood the true potential of our industry. It was extremely informative, and after this training session, no one will underestimate our industry, and our distributors will definitely expand the business with full confidence. Also, you clearly explained about the importance of trainings in order to succeed in this business. As he told, the wheel is already invented. So all we need to do is just to attend the trainings and get knowledge. So thank you once again, Vinodji. For those who missed the training, we have it in our YouTube channel, iWelnes. So kindly subscribe our page in YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for regular updates, and share it with your friends also. Thank you so much.